So hello, good morning everyone. So today let's discuss about an important class in pharmaceutics, that is regarding prescription. You can see prescription. So when you go to any hospital, when you visit any hospital, so when you visit any medical shop, they will ask you the prescription. So what is prescription? So when you get some disease or when you get some fever or when you get some cold, you visit the hospital. Then the doctor will write one form. So that form is called as prescription. So in our language, in our pharmaceutics language, the prescription. What is prescription? Prescription is nothing but it is a written order format. It is a written order format by a registered medical practitioner. It is a written order format by a registered medical practitioner. He is called as prescription. Means he will write in one order. The document, the form, it will contain one order format. He has to write in that order format only. Who has to write? The one who has practiced the medicine, that is doctor. A registered medical practitioner can only write the prescription. So that is why the prescription is a written order format by a registered medical practitioner is called as prescription. So there are different parts in the prescription. So we can see the parts of the prescription. The first part of the prescription is date. So on the top of the prescription there will be date. So what is date? How it is useful in the prescription? See, the date is useful to know when the drugs have been dispensed to the patient. At what time, at what date it has dispensed to the patient. The prescription has dispensed medicines to the patient. So that is why it is very important. The date is very important to know when the patient has taken the medicine, whether it is cured within the date or not. So that is about date. And the next one, name, age, gender and address of the patient. So name, age, gender and address of the patient. So how it is useful, this part, name, so it denotes the name of the patient, age of the patient, gender, whether it is male or female. Next, address of the patient. So it identifies the patient. It is nothing but it is the identification of the patient. So what is his name? What is his age? According to his age, the dose is prescribed or not. And what is his gender? According to the gender, the dose has given or not by the doctor. And address of the patient. If any complication occurs, what will be the address of the patient? So like that, this is useful. This part, name, age, gender and address of the patient. And the next one, the very important one in the prescription, that is superscription. So you see, if you see any prescription format by a doctor, on the top side there will be RX symbol. RX, you can see here, RX symbol. So what is this RX symbol? This RX symbol is nothing but during olden days in Latin time, the medicine, the god of the medicine is called as Jupiter. Why? Because this Jupiter is called as god of healing. The symbol for this Jupiter, the god of healing is RX. So that is why RX is denoted on the prescription. So this RX is called as superscription. And this RX in Latin language, this RX is called as recipe. In Latin language, the RX is denoted as recipe. Recipe means what in English? Recipe means nothing but you take. The Latin meaning of recipe, is you take. What you are taking here? You are taking medicine for curing your disease. So this is about superscription. So now after superscription RX, the next one is inscription. So the fifth part of prescription is inscription. So what is inscription? So inscription is nothing but it is the main part of the prescription. Inscription is nothing but main part of the prescription. Why it is called as main part of the prescription? Why? Because whatever the medicine the doctor will prescribe, that medicine will be there in that part. So that is why it is called as important or main part of the prescription, which contains the medicine for curing the patient's disease or disorder. So that is why it is called as important or main part of the prescription, which contains medicaments to be used by the patient. The next one is subscription. So what is subscription? See, the subscription nowadays, it is not that much useful. But before the era and before in 19th decade like that, so then what happened is the doctor will write the medicine and how to prepare that medicine with some excipients. He will write it in inscription. Then in subscription, he will write the directions. He will write the directions to the pharmacist how to prepare that medicine. The pharmacist has to compound it and he has to prepare the medicine. So that directions have been written in inscription. So the directions have been written in subscription. So that is what is subscription is. But nowadays this subscription is not that much useful. Why? Because nowadays the drugs are ready-made. The tablets, capsules, injections, everything is ready-made. The pharmacist directly gives the tablets, capsules or injections to the patient directly. So that is why this subscription is not that much valid these days. But before that era, what has happened is he used to write in inscription the main parts, the main medicament and excipients. Then in subscription, the doctor used to write the directions to the pharmacist how to prepare it. So that is what is subscription. Next one is signatura. The next part is signatura. So what is signatura here? Signatura is nothing but it is the directions to the patient. The pharmacist should provide the directions to the patient. Directions to the patient in the sense how much quantity the patient has to take the medicine and how much quantity he has to take, at what time he has to take, in which route he has to take. Those all things will be mentioned here in signatura. Next one is renewable instructions. So renewable instructions. Renewable instructions is nothing but it is one of the important parameter in prescription. So renewable instruction. What is renewable instruction? See, now a patient is there. Now for example, he has got typhoid. So after first week, the typhoid has not been decreased. So again he will visit the hospital. In the renewable instruction, he will write on the date he has visited the hospital. And the next term, if it has not been decreased yet, it has not been cured yet, again he will visit the hospital. So those are called as renewable instructions. So like that, how many days, how many times he has visited the hospital, in how many days his treatment has done, in how many days he has reduced his disorder. That will be there in the renewable instructions. And the next one, address, signature and registered number of the prescriber. The last part of the prescription is address, signature and registration number of the prescriber. Prescriber means nothing but the registration number of the doctor. The last part of the prescription will contain the signature of the doctor, address of the doctor and registration number of the doctor. Why? If any misuse happened with the medicine, if any adulteration happened with the medicine, if any contraindication happened to the patient because of the medicine prescribed by the doctor, then those can visit the hospital and they can conclude it if there is any problem or what, like that. So this is why the last part of the prescription is address, signature, registered number of the prescriber. So this is about prescription. Prescription is a written order format which is prepared by a registered medical practitioner, which is written by a registered medical practitioner. That is called as prescription, and these all are the parts of prescription. So it is one of the very important topic in pharmaceutics subject for first year B Pharm and first year Pharma D pharmaceutics subject. So this is about prescription. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel for more and more pharmacy classes. Jai Hind.